Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Doing something a little bit different here today. We obviously talk a lot about the general community response to various different things in COD, whether updates go over well or not, responses to various different anti-cheat updates or reveals and announcements, right? But today I wanted to go through and actually break down what exactly the internet is currently feeling about Warzone as a whole. I wanted to check out the Call of Duty Warzone official Reddit here and see what exactly is getting traction here. Is it largely positive stuff? Is it largely negative stuff? Are people more so just posting things about playing the game, or is it complaining and not playing? What exactly is the case here, right? So I've gone through, I've filtered it to the top posts in the last month of Warzone, which is an interesting time because not all that much is going on. This is one of the most monotonous months in Call of Duty history for a season. Season 4 in general has been very underwhelming for Black Ops 6 and Warzone. Not much has changed, not much has been updated. So I was really curious to see what exactly is going on the Warzone subreddit. And surprise, surprise, the very first post. What is this in regards to Beavis and Butthead being announced just under a month ago, which I think was the general reaction of a ton of players. You know, we got reports, we got rumors a while back. This almost has 2,000 upvotes as well. So a lot of players are in agreement what is going on in Call of Duty right now. We got the report a while ago saying, hey, you know, Call of Duty is sort of self-aware that the game looks a little bit stupid with the ridiculous crossovers and everything, despite the fact that they print money. Unfortunately, that is probably something that's going to be more in play as we near the end of Black Ops 6 or we get into Black Ops 7, because bundles and crossovers and stuff like this, they are finalized months in advance, 3, 4, 5, 6 months in advance. So as Call of Duty may be self-aware, you know, after they drop Verdansk and it's like, oh, some of our stuff looks ridiculous. They just don't have time to react and not do this stuff because it's fully agreed upon, it's licensed stuff, they've signed contracts. So you hear one thing, hey, Call of Duty doesn't like how the game looks right now themselves even, and then they go ahead and they drop this, and it's like those are two completely opposite ideas there, crisscrossing and not going in the same direction at all. But yeah, the general consensus is, what on earth, why did we need this exactly? Now there's an audience, trust me, I see these skins everywhere in every game, so there's an audience for these skins. But it also is just, it doesn't necessarily scream, hey, this is Call of Duty at this point. The next highest upvoted one from, again, almost a month ago. Which one are you? Warzone Select Mode. Are you unemployed or employed? This was a whole thing going on with how sweaty Warzone has been. This, again, almost has 2,000 upvotes as well. The unemployed being like the people who just spend every waking moment on Call of Duty, grinding all day, every day. The sweats that you don't want to run into when you're trying to play Warzone casual, general gameplay with your squad and everything, versus the employed, the 9 to 5, you're coming home, you're trying to chill and have some fun, right? I think this was a big conversation when casual dropped, and it's like, hey man, if you have to select unemployed, you're not allowed to jump into the casual playlist. You got too much free time on your hands. Go play the real players. We're trying to, you know, take it easy and chill in here in the casual mode. We don't need the unemployed army jumping in on here. That's a hilarious mock for an art there for sure. We also do have some clips here as well that are pretty highly upvoted. This one from about a month ago with almost 1.5 thousand upvotes saying, I killed a cheater for the win. So if you killed them though, how did you know you were cheating? We'll watch, we'll find out. We'll full screen it here too. His colors are like way washed out here. Is this why he thinks he's cheating? Because he's just getting beamed around all the corners? Oh, that would be why. I understand now. Okay, I didn't watch the clip beforehand. I understand a little bit more why he's going, okay, this guy's a little weird. Is he gonna get fried in the smoke too? To be fair, this other player does know exactly where they're at. Oh no, he's getting absolutely gunned. He got a good zone pull though. It's gonna move in their favor. This guy's got like the hill head glitch. That's the worst thing, is fighting a player that's on like the under part of a hill or like just over a ridge, when it's like you don't know if they can actually see you or not, and you don't know if you can see them. His teammate gets absolutely lit up again, but he's got the gas play. He's got the wall cover here. His head might be peeking over though. Like the cheater might be able to just see that hitbox. Got the heartbeat. Teammate came in clutch though. Don't need a heartbeat when you got a good teammate, right? What's the clutch here? Like obviously the title spoils that we know he wins, unless it's just like the ultimate bait and switch. He is absolutely one shot. Insanely lucky. Completely out of plates now. At this point, I'm just annoyed. I'm more tilted than anything. It's going to throw off my game most likely. Him being in gas here is also not doing him any favors. That's an insane snipe though. How lucky is that? And this was before tracker got hard nerfed and it stayed highlighted there. If that was with a tracker nerf, I don't know if he gets that cleanup in time here in the smoke because he's still highlighted. That's actually Pretty lucky on his timing there, but hey, that's a solid clip. That's a good way to take out a cheater. I didn't expect him to win that fight watching half of that. It's a solid clutch. We got another clip here as well. No way I won that. So it's either people making fun of the game or getting insane clutches. He's not getting insta finished here. Oh brother, how do you hit the snipe on the moving car and now he's missing all of these? No way, he's baiting and switching every single shot too. That's actually hilarious. You know that sniper at the top is getting clowned by his squad. He was like, I'll finish him. Oh, I missed. Oh, I missed again. And he gets cracked too. Brother, you gotta don't overstay your welcome. That's insane. Is this just he escapes? He doesn't get killed, but he escapes. Oh no, he's gonna actually kill him. Hey man, I don't know if you're that sniper on top of that tower. I don't know. Maybe it's time to move on to a different game. That's pretty bad. He's got to hope that none of his squad mates are on Reddit, because if they see that, he's getting clowned for a very long time. Next one up, no excuses. I heard he buys back his teammates no matter what. Hey man, sometimes it's the plays where it's like, hey guys, you are much better at the game than me. I'm getting you back. I don't care if it costs me everything. I'm going to that buy station. I'm spamming a respawn. And I'm going to get fried immediately, but you guys will be back and then we got a better chance. I've been there, done that before. This next one, Warzone wins 0, Gulag wins 4,773. Some people are just really good at the 1v1s, which you would think would also apply to their solo gameplay. But also, you know, people get nervous. They get to them end zones. There's a cheater frying you from the middle of a field. You never know what's going to happen, right? There, I know some people. They're much better in the Gulag than they are in the clutch scenarios, which is kind of funny how that plays out. Also, though, you have the Gulag pistols. Half of those with the hit reg in this game right now is just a massive toss-up. It's just a 50-50 coin flip. Who's got the better hit detection? Some of those pistols are miserable. If I get a GS45, I just expect my teammates are going to have to find $4,000. So there is a lot of clips, which I think is cool that a lot of players are just sharing their clips or their memes on this subreddit rather than complaining. But we do have one here saying Warzone is dead, and it's got a lot of comments. I'm curious to see what some of the comments say on here, but they say, I wish I recorded it, but honestly, it doesn't even matter. Warzone ranked last night. I get killed in the top 5 from a hacker under the map, spectate him, and I kid you not, 8 other players were under the map with him. There was a little bit ago a huge problem with you know, map exploits, and they still surface here and there. It's like every update has the patch note, fixed exploits with geology on Verdansk or whatever, but there were a lot of issues with getting under the map and glitching into spots on Verdansk for a while there, so not surprised that there were a ton of players trying to cheese it in ranked. 3 full teams, all hacking, all teaming under the map. And then at the final circle, they all dropped their weapons and fist fought for the win. Of course, right? The guy that killed me had 15 kills, Crimson 3. This game is screwed. Anyone spending money on this or taking it even remotely serious needs a check. A lot of this is a result of Activision just being way too slow to fix things like this and then players trying to take advantage of it. But I also hope there's retroactive punishments for players who clearly were doing this and they can see like, hey, this player at the end of a ranked match won with his fist while a bunch of other attack damage on him was also his fist. Like, that's clearly something suspicious going on there. I'd like to hope that there's more being done in response to this. Obviously, they've adjusted and fixed some of these out-of-map exploits, but when there's things like SR and ranked and rewards on the line there, people are going to do anything they can to cheese it to make themselves feel better. And there needs to be, I think, harsher punishments for a lot of this. But what's some of the comments saying here? The top one, been dead, people still try and take this game seriously. I mean, I think there's a place to take it somewhat seriously, but also you look at how a lot of this is approached, Beavis and Butthead, the ridiculousness of some of the weapons and situations going on in game, the lack of attention to the anti-cheat, the servers that have been problems for so long. And I also don't blame people who are like, yeah, there's just not a point in caring at this point because of how little it seems like Call of Duty cares a lot of the time. I didn't even read this comment. I should have before I continued on with my sentence there, which is sad because if you get into a game with no cheaters, it still feels somewhat amazing. And no, by no cheaters does not mean a game in which I win. I can still die, but we'll basically know if I can actually play or not, is essentially what he's saying here. So that's a good point because the core gameplay I don't think is that bad. Like it really is very similar to Warzone 1 in a lot of ways now where we're at on Verdansk and everything. It's just the problem is so many underwhelming elements and so many negative elements of what Call of Duty is right now are the things that stand out the most, that impact you the most. Whereas the positives are sort of the after the fact sort of thing here, if that makes any sense, which it's interesting that even just these are probably more casual players. They're not the most casual because they are socially online here looking at Reddit. Like a lot of the Call of Duty player base doesn't even pay any attention to this, but it's interesting that they do share that same sentiment. We got another one here from a little bit ago. Didn't know they added blanks to the game. Just a 16-second clip. I imagine this is just going to be abysmal hit reg, right? Like the shots. Oh my word. I mean, he was on that Squid Game skin for sure. Oh, this guy is... See, this is why people think skill-based damage exists or skill-based hit rig exists, because when you look at this, you don't have a clue what's going on, because we can replay this and obviously the quality is not great because it's Reddit, but his ping is not spiking. There's not packet loss going on. This is just the servers being absolutely abysmal. Like, how do you look at this situation and say, hey, clearly something's not working against me? They're like, I totally understand why people think that that's a real thing that happens in game, because of situations like this. That's actually insane. Then we got this one just from 2 days ago. This game is trash. YY players, slide cancelers, movement. I cannot keep up with this. The guy who said that is posted on top of a firehouse window with a sniper. He ain't moving. His teammates got a heartbeat, thermites. They are posted and set up. This is from, why does this have a beta tag? This is MW 2019, isn't it? Yeah. But I mean, everyone's got their own play style, and that play style is always going to complain about the other one. The guys who don't stop moving the entire map, that are YYing, spamming, slide canceling, non-stop UAV spam, they're going to complain about the campers who aren't moving, and the campers who aren't moving are going to complain about the guys going way too crazy, you know, not playing realistic whatsoever. You have those constant, you know, completely opposing viewpoints and game styles. Not surprised, but it's an accurate meme for sure. Then the last one I want to look at here, worst integration ever. Interesting that there's still this much negative hype, because I mean, this post has almost 600 upvotes. Negative hype about the Black Ops 6 Warzone integration. Warzone, if the BO6 integration never happened, it'd be the perfect world, right? Which is interesting, because we go into hearing about the Warzone integration for Black Ops 6 and it's like, oh, this has potential. Omni movement's gonna be sick. Verdansk is coming back. New resurgence map with Area 99. Like, things seem interesting here. Things sound promising. Attachments aren't gonna be super negative with their cons. Like, there was a lot of really good stuff about the BO6 Warzone integration leading up to it. And then it drops, and yeah, the attachment system's good. Area 99 was a miss. Players didn't really like that map. It was just mini Caldera because everything focused around the reactor, that center point there. You know, Omni movement is all right, but some players don't love it. It is a little bit clunky, it seems like, here and there. But even though all of that stuff exists and we knew about that going into it, it's again the negatives that overshadowed everything. The servers sucked. There were cheaters right away. Everything was broken. There were so many different bugs and glitches. You were crashing out of games like crazy, and it completely flopped, which is insane to think you're calling this the worst integration ever, because we said that about MW2 Warzone. It wasn't really an integration, but it was a bad Warzone update. We said that about the Vanguard update when they removed Verdansk for Caldera. We've had this worst integration ever conversation year after year, and it just keeps coming back. It's kind of crazy to think that even now, so many years into Warzone, the latest integration update could be considered the worst yet. But that was sort of the general sentiment of what the internet has to say about Warzone in its current state here. Some interesting points, you know, in regards to the state of the game. Some really cool clips as well. I do think it's cool that you do have such a mixed perception of the game, even in just one consolidated place like a subreddit. You know, you'd think there'd be a lot of echo chamber scenario where it's a lot of people screaming about how bad it is, or screaming about how good it is, and instead it's a nice mix of both, which is pretty good, I think. There's memes making fun of the game, there's memes about you know, how they have fun with the game, and then there's a lot of in between there as well. But yeah, different style of video. If you guys want to see more content like this, be sure to drop a like. If you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Once again though, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.